recording. Is anyone else recording this? Okay, thank you. Roll call, please.
Jana Barnett,
Here.
Ron Stanko, Jen Reimer,
Here.
Bill Glasser, and Twyla Fisher.
Are there any public comments on the subject matter for the agenda? Okay, there being none, I'd like to move to item number 4. And let's like to start by having Michelle give everybody some background.
So to kind of bring everyone up to speed on where this started to get us to today, you may recall, I believe it was back in early May, Mascaro asked to meet with the Refuse and Recycling Committee. That request was denied. Mascaro then notified the borough that it was Mascaro's position that putting the contract out to bid was a violation of the contract. The borough solicitor reviewed the contract in light of Mascaro's allegations and found no merit to Mascaro's contention. The contract was put out to bid on July 7th. It was advertised in the Reading Eagle July 7th and 14th. With the borough solicitor's approval, the performance bond requirement was lowered to 50% of the contract price, which was communicated by email on July 15th to all individuals that had downloaded the bid specs from PennBid. This was also mentioned at the pre-bid meeting. The mandatory pre-bid non-public meeting was held on July 16th. 8 haulers/bidders attended the meeting. The meeting sign-in sheet, the meeting minutes, and the July 15th email about the performance bond being lowered were posted on PennBid as addendum number 1. After the pre-bid meeting, it came to my attention that there was a typo in the bid specs about the expiration of the landfill contract being 2028, not 2027, which would impact option 1 for the third year of the contract in terms of the hauler having to notify us where they were going to take the trash for disposal. Addendum number 2 was issued on PennBid on July 17th to clarify, with the option 1 bid form being revised to reflect that change. Bids were due by 11 a.m. on the 25th. The low bid for refuse and recycling is Hollenbach's, which is option 1, and options 2A through D. For marketing and processing of recycling, Kugel's was the low bidder, and the only bid for yard waste was Mascaro. In comparison of cost to extend the current contract, I have, and I'll go over those numbers. It is based off the CPI published in December 2025, January 2026, which obviously I don't have a crystal ball. I can't tell you what those numbers are. So what I would give you as a word of caution is who knows what's going to happen in the next 6 months with inflation. I would say the CPI could fluctuate anywhere from 0.5% to 3%, plus or minus in either direction. But based off, again, I'll go over the numbers, but based off of the current calculation, extending would be the more expensive option. Mascaro was the only bidder that gave a price to transport recycling beyond 25 miles. For 26 of the contract, it would be $4 per mile. For 27, it would be $4.25 per mile. And for 2028, it would be $4.50 per mile. I did not have a chance. I wanted to be able to get you a rough dollar amount of what a resident would pay for a utility bill in 26 based off the new contract numbers. Phyllis is on vacation this week. I've had many other fires, no pun intended, to put out. Sorry, it didn't happen, but I can hopefully get that for the August council meeting. Mascaro has submitted a right to know request to inspect the bid form submitted for compliance with the bid specs. The borough solicitor and the borough engineer have reviewed both and have found no issue with what's been submitted. However, if Mascaro poses a valid challenge to the low bidders, bonds, bid forms, etc., I would recommend rejecting all bids and rebidding the contract. I will not know if that's going to happen until the August 12th council meeting. Correct. You can either extend the contract, you can award the contract to all the low bidders, or you can reject the contract and rebid. And in terms of the options and the costs based off the bid prices and then the extension price, for option 1, which is trash, the cost to extend the contract 1 year would be $634,051.83. I'll just give you this one done. Oh, it cut off when I printed it. Hold on. Let me see if I can. Give me 1 second. Okay. Oh, it's not going to let me do it that way either. No, because it's only in my email. Okay, now I have it. The low bid for option 1, which is refuse, is $537,420. So you're talking a difference of almost $100,000. For option 2, recycling, and this is with glass and flexible plastic because it's the current contract we would be extending. The cost for 26 is $449,000. I'm sorry, $449,679. The low bid, if we would go bi-weekly, and it doesn't matter if it's with or without glass, is $202,800, or if we went weekly with or without glass, it would be $280,540. So in that case, it's a savings of potentially up to almost $250,000.
That, let me just real quick ask, that 2A option of the extended the bid is for something. Is that just for transportation and then does not
No.
include the processing?
It's just transportation,
Right,
yes.
that's the, okay.
Option 3, marketing processing. If we would extend, the likelihood is it would be around, we're paying $94,149.73. If we award to the low bidder, it would be around $90,535. For option 4, which is yard waste, to extend would be $319,079.44. And to award to the low bidder, and there's no difference between weekly versus biweekly collection, it would be $242,143.20, a cost savings of around $80,000.
May I ask, Hallmark does their own recycling, marketing of recycling?
Not, they may, but the low bidder's Google's.
So Hallmark, we could have them transport the material to Google?
Yes,
Okay.
they are correct.
Would there be any reason why we would take, when we go with the current bid, if we don't have no interest in paying another year's worth of what we think is $6 for our refuse?
I think you misstated your question.
Well, you're asking why would we would extend their another year?
Right.
I don't see any reason why we would.
I'm just
I
I'm trying to make the case
anybody in
for.
their right mind would myself.
So that's-
Right, she's just giving us all the numbers to make it very clear that
Yeah.
we should not.
I'm not as diplomatic.
I mean, just doing rough math in my head, that's a savings of almost $500,000
If what?
if we do not extend the contract and take the low
That just
bid.
means we're looking at 2 and 3. Hopefully it's
No,
gonna be less than the one we
Each low bid is lower than extending.
Right. We're already.
Significantly lower than extending, other than the marketing and processing, but
So, if I throw this out there, if my numbers are correct, then Holland Boss, is that right? How do you say it? Holland Boss. Holland Boss would be the low bidder for transportation of waste.
correct.
And Holland Boss would also be the lowest bidder for bi-weekly transportation of recyclables. I would say, in my opinion, excluding glass, because then in option 3A, single stream recyclable materials excluding glass is the lowest bid. And glass is heavy, and it doesn't recycle well.
Actually, if you look at 2C and 2D, wait, am I reading these correctly? Yeah. So your biweekly collection, excluding glass or including glass, if you would want to go bi-weekly, are the same price.
Right, but what I'm saying is down when you hit option 3A and B,
Oh, yes.
I
Yes,
would
yes, yes.
prefer to go excluding glass, therefore I would go with option 2C, excluding glass. That would be my understanding, is that's gonna give us our lowest bid.
You are correct.
Have you punched those numbers out as to what that would cost our,
No,
gyms?
that's what I was explaining. Phyllis is on vacation this week, and this is not something I've had time to do.
Okay.
And part of that is also going to determine what's the refuse fund balance and how much, if any, does the committee / finance want to supplement the overhead for the total contract price to balance out the resident cost.
I'm a bit humbled that we only have one bid for yard waste.
It's also still roughly 80,000 less than what awarding the contract is, which is ironic since it's the same company.
Consider doing that weekly.
I would think if the price was the same, we'd do it weekly.
Yeah. I mean, because keep in mind, anything that's changed in terms of collection schedule, there's going to be a huge learning curve with residents. So we're already looking at no glass and potentially biweekly for recycling. That's going to generate a lot of calls in here.
I've been putting glass in trash
Well, we're not
It was
supposed
just
to.
about the glass.
No, we're not supposed to.
I think
So
there's a public comment period at the end of the meeting, if you want to sit through the whole meeting, I believe. Is that correct?
I was just, rate to what you're disposing recycling versus trash, might be the other way around, is your cheaper.
hold on a second.
I don't disagree with you. And then he's the low bidder.
Yeah, okay.
So if there's
I
information.
don't regard you as making public comment. I regard you as providing information which we need. So if you would share that now, I'd
But
appreciate it.
you're recycling the coupons, the disposal per ton. I don't know what you're paying that Pioneer for your trash, but I bet it's more than that price. So you might be better off putting the glass in the recycling, because I think your rate might be cheaper than your trash rate.
Good point.
And residents might be happier. I mean, that's the only thing I'm thinking.
As
Not
soon,
what your rate is at Pioneer.
as soon as Phyllis is back, I can get that. Actually, I can get that from Kathy tomorrow. I mean, if you want to make it subject to, you can make a motion subject to additional information to be provided at the council meeting and then always change it.
So if we just got these bids, and we have this last thing going on, if you try to do what this gentleman just suggested, you have to go back to everybody and have it play off again.
No.
No, it's
It's
just
the-
a matter of which option we choose.
Yeah.
We have to work the numbers to see which one's truly the cheapest.
We have, with or without glass.
All right, so we have a low bid.
Mhm.
And we have these other two things going on. Is there any reason to go further?
Yes.
Go further. How?
Well, the low bid, I think the question is, the approximate weight of glass, is it cheaper
Oh, I
to
don't care about that.
recycle it
It
or
is- seems like
put it in the
it's gonna
trash?
be what it is.
Well, but
It's
it's,
not-
But
but
that
it's,
will
it's
change.
a total
There is
cost.
a total, yeah, we're looking at a total budgetary cost, so it's, do we choose option 3A or 3B? And we need to look at, we need Phyllis to look at those numbers.
Before we get confused on glass, can we do the low hanging fruit?
Yes.
Option one?
Right.
You know, because we're
Yeah,
getting
yeah.
into the weeds,
Right.
and we have a clear option one. I move that we recommend to approve Hollenbach on option one.
All right, is there any discussion? Twyla, any discussion?
No, I agree.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Okay. Bill, any more low hanging fruit?
Yard waste.
I'm looking,
Yeah, yard waste would be the other one, right.
I can't read this as well as
Yeah, I mean, the other one that there's no contest would be yard waste, which is at the bottom.
So that's another.
All right.
Correct.
There's
So
literally no
you have a
contest.
motion.
Well, we have options for alpha and for Bravo. So we have to decide. It's not as easy as purchasing. We want an alpha or Bravo bi-weekly.
Is the price the same?
Yeah.
Okay, the price is the same. Price is the same, so in consideration of borough manager's point, that we don't want to make, the more changes we make, the more it's going to upset the residents, and the longer it's going to take them to get with the program.
What do we do now?
Weekly.
Oh, that's right, you don't use yard
No,
waste.
I-
I forgot about that point.
All right.
You should just put it to the curb.
All right, so,
Yeah, so we now have a weekly, so we might as well stick with weekly.
For alpha.
did we say what we meant now?
I'm sorry.
Did we say what we meant?
I believe so.
Okay. Just want to check before we vote. Okay, any discussion? All right, all in favor? Aye. Twyla? Any opposed? All right, 2 down.
So I think the easiest way to do it, in my opinion, is to, we're looking at option 2C and D for Hollenbos Falls, and we're looking at option 3A and B for Kugels. We just don't know which of those is the most fiscally responsible until Phyllis looks at those numbers.
Correct.
But we know the haulers, we just don't know if it's C or D on option 2, or if it's A or B on option 3.
Knowing that Pioneer is owned by Mascaro, I'm going to operate from an assumption that refuse tonnage is likely more expensive than recycling tonnage. But I mean, again, what you could do is make a motion to award option, my eyes are crossing, option 2C, I believe it is. No, you want without glass, correct?
Well, we don't know if we want without glass or not. So I would say to award the transportation of recyclables to Hollenbos, and to award the processing, the marketing of recyclables to Kugels.
With the specific
with
options
the-
to be.
With the specific options to be determined once the finances are sussed out.
That works. Sussed?
Well, Hollenbos will win the
One way-
bid
one way or the
for
other.
transportation.
It's just a
We
question of
don't
which
know whether it's
option.
gonna have glass or not. Kugels will win the bid for recyclables, we just don't know whether it will have glass or not, we can determine that financially. To get the best
Yeah.
price for our residents.
Either way, we're hauling glass one way or the other. So the question is, what is the total price? All right, is that your motion?
That is my motion.
Second. Any
Do we
discussion?
need 2 separate motions, or can it be one?
We can do that as one.
Okay.
All right, no discussion, all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Well, there's nobody to oppose, so I was voting twice, so it's unanimous.
So those are the recommendations we make to council.
Yes.
And when do we have to get it to them?
August 12th.
It's to them in the form of our committee report.
And then they'll vote on it on August 12th at the council.
And the agenda for the council meeting will include our report, but will also have motions to be made at the council meeting.
So there's 2 things going on now. There's this issue about what we just talked about the glass.
To glass or not to glass?
And there's also this thing, discussion about the right to know and all that stuff. Where is that?
I mean, I'd like to put faith in both our engineer and our solicitor that reviewed the performance bond and the bid forms, that everything was submitted in compliance with the bid specifications. I've also been told that this is what Mascaro does. They find any technicality to come in and disqualify the low bidder. So, I mean, I would expect we'll know by August 12th whether or not Mascaro is saying this bid is not accurate, we are therefore the low bidder, and then we just change the motion, which you can do that, to reject the bid at the council meeting.
On the agenda, it's always to approve, reject,
Right.
table.
But if we get to that, if there's no rejection, so.
Mhm.
Right. But if there is a rejection, and Scout is a low bid.
No, we just
Oh,
reject
then
and
we
rebid.
Reject them all and bid again.
Reject them all.
We have to put everything
God,
back on
no.
tender.
Wash, rinse, spin.
Of course, I think everybody knows everybody else.
Yep.
Yes.
So that's well.
Hopefully.
Maybe,
Maybe.
but
Maybe not.
Yeah.
I don't think we have anything else on board.
agreed.
All right, fine. I don't have anything to discuss this month. Does anybody else have some ideas?
I wanted to ask if we can do rain barrels. Is that something we are allowed to do?
At your home,
Yes.
Yeah. There's plenty of them around the borough.
I thought at one point. All right. Monthly reports.
Hold your excitement.
Well, report of what was in there.
I would say the numbers are average compared to where we've seen over the past 2 to 3 years. You're currently looking at, this is the refuse tonnage. Pardon me, I'm gonna have to kind of swing between screens here. They go in different directions. And I'll blow this up because you're not gonna be able to see that. I would definitely say recycling seems to be a little down, more so in the recent months compared to when you look at, say, May and June for 24, 23. I have no idea what's behind that. That's true. I need to blow out a little bit to be able to find this. Hold on. Well, not that far. That's recycling. Here we go. Yard waste tonnage. Again, I would focus more on the numbers over here. But definitely up from last year. But given the volume of rain we've had since, I don't know, April, not surprising. And that's another reason I'm glad we decided to keep yard waste consistent with weekly, because if you do have a year like this year, people would have a lot of bags sitting out.
It's not even this year, it's last year that was
Down.
off year. Every
Yeah.
other year it's been more consistent.
Yeah.
This year. And last year, we've already hit last year's numbers.
Yeah. Performance grant history, we're still waiting on our, I think it's a misnomer. We submit it in 24, but it's for the year before, so we are waiting for the 23 grant. But it was submitted in December of 24, so the state DEP. And here are the totals. Once again, I guess we don't have a breakdown by day from the current hauler, just for the bulk trash event that was held the first week of May. We have a total tonnage for the week, but not individual by day, despite the fact they were repeatedly reminded we wanted that.
Well, it's usually highest on Monday.
Does anybody have any questions on the reports? And that's the averages that you wanted, Jana. Thank Melissa, she puts that together.
Does anyone want to have any further discussion on 6? All right, let's move on to 7.
I'm not aware of, you maybe, of Monica's community. I'd say it's status quo. It's typical number of missed collections. They're responsive in terms of we report it, they go out and get it the day that it's reported. Nothing crazy.
Scout's been doing better on mine. They don't leave the stuff in the middle of the street anymore.
Let us know when they do that, because it's a violation of the contract.
Several times over the
I'm sure it has, but you got to let us know so we can enforce the contract.
I just go out.
Anybody else have something to discuss on 7? All right, we're back to public comment on anything within the records and recycling committee jurisdiction. Let's start out by saying your name and your company, please.
My name is Brad Holmholm. I'm actually the owner of Holmholm Trash and Recycling. And I know when Mascara does end up coming to your monthly meeting, he's going to jump up and down, wave his arms around the air, and try to get you to throw our bid out like he's done it in Mount Penn, Shillington, Kenhurst, West Reading, and we have all of them but Mount Penn. That was a real shady deal they did there. But a lot of the boroughs and what they've done in the past have rebid the things because they turned up things and said, "Oh, we're going to sue you." They're not legitimate things. I mean, and some boroughs have seen past it and went through it. That's what their game is. I mean, they bid high and everybody bids against them, and then if you do, they try to get you discredited. And so, right now we service Shillington Borough. We did have Kenhurst. We just lost that one a little bit. We have West Reading, Birdsboro, and we service another 20,000 customers. So I mean, they can say what they want about us. I mean, we are end up being voted in as the hauler. We'll be here every day doing what we're supposed to do. And with the way they like the recycling stuff too, you guys do weekly or bi-weekly recycling now?
Weekly.
The only thing I would say, I know you guys talk about bi-weekly, like we were doing Kenhurst before, and Kenhurst was bi-weekly, and people were sitting out like 5-6 cans of recycling mats. And we talked the borough into going to a weekly pickup because it was just out of control. And the residents, I think, liked it better because they weren't dragging out 10 cans at a time. They didn't have to store all that stuff. I know it's a little bit more, but I think overall it makes it cleaner picking up because you're here every week keeping the stuff cleaned up. That's just my opinion. And I don't know with the tonnage, like I was saying with the glass, if the recycling's less, the more you can put in the recycling, the less money you have going to the That's all I have.
Any other public comments? Well, thank you all. The meeting's adjourned.
Thank you.